The person in this picture epitomizes the true meaning of betrayal. What he did makes anyone who knows his story lose complete trust in anyone else, discouraging even the thought of helping another person. This person also serves as a powerful, real-life lesson, embodying the famous Arabic saying, "Be careful from the one you have treated well." In 2023, Goma Mahrous and Abdessalem Mahrous both were working in Qatar. They were brothers from Egypt, residing in Qatar. The story began when the older brother Abdessalem traveled to Doha in Qatar, and he worked diligently, and eventually establishing his own contracting company, which was highly successful. He then decided to help his younger brother Goma travel from Egypt to Qatar to work with him and to assist in managing the company, and indeed, that's what happened. Living with them in the same house in Qatar was a close friend named Ali Shaban, who worked as an engineer. The lives of Goma, Abdessalem, and Ali were very peaceful and normal, without any hostility towards anyone. On the contrary, they were known to be friendly and very popular within the Egyptian community in Qatar. In early April 2023, the three young men were walking on a street in Qatar when they coincidentally encountered a young man in a very difficult situation. His appearance and clothes clearly indicated that he was an Egyptian person. This man was Tamer Muhammad, a 44-year-old man who worked as a ceramic tiler in Egypt. Due to severe financial circumstances, he decided to come to Qatar with a tourist visa. However, upon arrival, he escaped from the tourist group and began searching for a job opportunity in Qatar. But all his attempts were unsuccessful, as he didn't obtain a work permit. He also told them that he remained on the street for 4 days without any food or drink, and that he has no money with him, and also that his family can't afford to send him a ticket to return to Egypt. So the three young men were moved by what they heard from Tamer, and consequently they decided to help him and to stand by his side in this difficult situation. They offered him to stay with them in their house until they could find a job opportunity for him and solve his problem. Little did they know that with this decision they were opening the cage for a human predator, devoid of any mercy and far removed from the concept of humanity. And indeed, Tamer stayed with them for a full 25 days, just like one of the household members. He ate, drank, and went out with them. Moreover, during that time, they tried to find him a job opportunity so that he could earn a living. The three young men felt a strong sense of responsibility towards Tamer Muhammad and did their best to help him. They made every effort to make him feel integrated. They also introduced him to their friends within the Egyptian community in Qatar during their gatherings for meals together. The strange thing was that everyone who interacted with Tamer agreed that his behaviors were not normal. Even Goma, the young brother to Abdessalem, had a strange and negative feeling towards Tamer. And one of the strangest behaviors that Tamer engaged in was constantly presenting himself to their friends, portraying and describing his financial difficulties, and sharing his story to get some money from them. In addition to that, he persistently urged them to lend him money, treating it as loans. These behaviors greatly bothered the three young men, Goma, Abdessalem, and Ali, constantly advising Tamer that as long as he lived with them, he should refrain from seeking any financial assistance from others while they were meeting all his financial demands. More than 24 days into Tamer's staying with them, the three young men decided to have a conversation with him, being honest that they couldn't secure any job opportunity for him in Qatar. They also suggested that the best solution for him was to travel back to Egypt, where chances of finding work are higher. However, Tamer excused himself, claiming that he didn't have the money to cover the travel tickets, but they assured him not to worry, as they will provide him the tickets and even gifts for his children and wife. Despite their assurances, Tamer, after only 4 days with them, he began planning a theft against them intending to escape to Egypt afterwards. Tamer watched them all the time in their house to learn and know everything about them. And among the things he discovered about them was that Abdessalem kept his money in a safe in his office, dealing with large sums of money due to his job. When Goma informed him about booking a flight ticket for him on Tuesday morning, Tamer realized that he had only a few hours left to commit his crime. So he decided to drug them during Monday's dinner, steal all their money, and flee back to Egypt. Indeed, few hours before the flight, Goma and Abdessalem were at the house with Tamer. He drugged them in their food and juice, and after consuming the meal, they fell asleep, and Tamer started to steal their money, clothes, phones, and even their IDs. However, the drug wasn't strong enough, so Goma and Abdessalem regained consciousness, and they tried to resist and stop Tamer, but he easily overpowered them, ultimately killing them with a knife, stabbing each one of them multiple times, and eventually he even slit their throats. After that, Tamer stole everything from their house. But while gathering the stolen items, he was surprised by the entry of their third companion, Ali. Upon seeing his friends slaughtered, he attacked Tamer, but unfortunately, Tamer was quicker and stabbed Ali multiple times until he was sure that Ali was dead. Tamer then moved the 3 dead bodies into one room and hurried to the airport to catch the flight that Goma had booked for him, and the plane departed to Egypt. An hour after all this happened, one of their friends headed to their house for their usual routine of going to the mosque for the Fajr prayer. However, he was puzzled by the absence of any sounds from his friends inside the house, especially since he was certain they were inside due to their parked cars in front of the house. When he tried to contact them, he was surprised to find all their phones switched off, and a sense of worry grew within him, feeling that something terrible had happened to them. So, he contacted the police, and upon their quick arrival and entry into the house, they were shocked to discover the 3 young men's lifeless bodies. The police immediately started reviewing the surveillance cameras in the area, while questioning the friend of the deceased victims. He informed the police that he was certain that Tamer, who they had hosted in their house, was the perpetrator, noting his abnormal behaviors. After a few minutes, Tamer became clearly visible in the surveillance footage, and the friend of the 3 victims was able to identify him. The police swiftly informed Qatar's airport to halt the flight to Egypt, where Tamer was on board, but they knew that it had already departed. Therefore, the Qatari police collaborated with the Interpol to trace the flight, and they knew that it had transited into Kuwait before heading to Egypt. Qatari security forces contacted the Egyptian police to coordinate the apprehension of Tamer, preventing him from entering Egypt and capturing him at Cairo airport. Upon Tamer's arrival in Cairo, he was surprised to be apprehended by the security personnel, who thoroughly searched his bags. They found all the stolen items, including the victims' phones, passports, and money. He was held in the East Cairo prosecutor's office, where Tamer provided comprehensive confessions. Later on, he was deported to Qatar for trial, since the crime occurred on Qatar land. As of now, there hasn't been a verdict in this case. However, the crucial lesson from this story is that you should never welcome or trust any stranger, nor anyone unfamiliar who seeks assistance, as individuals resembling Tamer unfortunately exist in our lives. And as usual, see you in the next video.